When you think of sprinting at the highest level, names like Usain Bolt and Noah Lyles probably come to mind. These are the athletes who've defined the sport, running at speeds that seem almost impossible. But there's one athlete who has shattered expectations, defied the odds, and put Asian sprinting on the global map. In a world where sprinting is dominated by athletes from the Caribbean and Africa, this underdog sprinter has risen from humble beginnings to become a beacon of excellence, challenging the traditional powerhouses of the sport. His incredible journey isn't just about his blistering speed. It's a story of resilience, relentless work ethic, and the breaking down of barriers that once seemed insurmountable for an athlete from Asia. I'm talking about Chinese sprinter Su Bingtian. From his early days in the Guangdong province to making history at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, he has transformed from a promising talent to a trailblazer in the world of track and field, becoming the first Asian sprinter to break the 10-second barrier in the 100 meters, a milestone that seemed impossible to achieve. What made him stand out? What fueled his rise to the top? And how did he rewrite the record books in ways no one thought possible? Stick around. This is a story you won't want to miss. Su Bingtian's journey began when he joined the Guangdong Provincial Track and Field Team, a team well known in China for producing top-level sprinters. His first coach, Yuan Guotiang, was a legend in his own right. Back in the early 80s, Yuan was the first Chinese sprinter to set a 100-meter national record in the digital timing era. At first, Su's admission to the Guangdong team wasn't a smooth one. Many coaches were skeptical, dismissing him because of his shorter stature. But Yuan saw something different. He noticed his impressive stride frequency and tempo, qualities that the other coaches overlooked. Yuan described Su as methodical, professional, intensely focused, and incredibly smart on the track. According to Yuan, Bingtian is one of the most committed athletes he had ever coached. By 2010, Su was proving himself as a force to be reckoned with. He equaled the Chinese indoor record in the 60 meters, running an impressive 6.58. And at the 2010 Asian Games, along with his relay team, he took home gold, setting both a national and games record in the process. In March 2011, he set a new national indoor record for the 60 meters in Chengdu, clocking in at 6.56 seconds. Just weeks later, he went on to firmly establish himself as China's top male sprinter, taking home the 100-meter title at the 2011 Asian Athletics Championships with a personal best of 10.21 seconds. He capped off this remarkable season by breaking the Chinese 100-meter record at the Chinese Athletics Championships. His time of 10.16 seconds surpassed the previous national marks, solidifying his position as a record-breaking sprinter. The momentum continued in 2012 when he qualified for his first World Indoor Championships, making it to the semifinals of the 60 meters. Later that year, he even reached the semifinals of the 100 meters at the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, finishing 8th with a time of 10.28 seconds. Earlier in the outdoor season, Su had clocked an impressive wind-assisted time of 10.04 seconds and ended the year by successfully defending his national 100-meter title. With unmatched determination, he kicked off the 2013 season by breaking his own 60-meter national record, running 6.55. In May, his 100-meter national record was overtaken by fellow sprinter Zhang Peiming. Not one to be left behind, Su quickly responded by setting a new personal best of 10.06 at the World Challenge in Beijing, where he earned a spot in the 2013 World Championships. On August 10th, Su ran in the 6th heat of the 100-meter first round, clocking in at 10.16, which was enough to advance him to the semifinals, where he found himself facing tough competition, including former world champion Justin Gatlin. His nerves got the better of him, and he was disqualified due to a false start, cutting his chances of progressing to the finals. To add to the disappointment, his compatriot Zhang Peiming reclaimed the 100-meter national record during the same World Championships, clocking an impressive 10.00 seconds in the semifinal race. In 2014, his life changed forever when he became part of a groundbreaking initiative led by China's national head coach. A program aimed to make Chinese athletes internationally competitive by sending top track athletes to the US for more advanced scientific training. Su and his fellow athletes trained at the prestigious IMG Academy in Florida, with Su setting his sights on breaking the elusive 10-second barrier in the 100 meters. It was during this initiative that Su first crossed paths with Randy Huntington, an American coach who was in China to coach the national long jump team. Their meeting wasn't planned. It happened by chance when Huntington observed Su training nearby. What followed would be a pivotal moment in Su's career. Huntington conducted a quick test, giving Su an unexpected push while he wasn't prepared. He instinctively reacted with his right leg, leading Huntington to suggest that Su switch his starting leg from left to right, believing this would align better with Su's natural neurological patterns. But the transition wasn't easy. When he first began training with his new starting leg at the IMG Academy, he struggled. His first race after the change was disappointing, running only 6.71 seconds in the 60 meters and 10.80 in the 100 meters. Despite the difficulties, his determination was unwavering. Coach Yuan noted that he became obsessed with perfecting his start. He would practice his block start even while on a walk, and sometimes he'd wake up in the middle of the night, contemplating why he couldn't execute the movement as smoothly as other world-class sprinters. This period of struggle and obsession was crucial to his eventual breakthrough, as he worked tirelessly to transform his start and become the elite sprinter he aspired to be. The next year in Oregon, he made history. Su became the first Asian-born sprinter to run the 100 meters in under 10 seconds, clocking in at a stunning 9.99 seconds. This monumental achievement not only marked a major milestone, but also allowed him to reclaim the national 100-meter record from his rival Paimeng, finally ending their back-and-forth battle for the title. Later that same year, Su qualified for the 2015 World Championships, held in Beijing, China. On August 22nd, he lined up in the first heat of the 100-meter first round, finishing second behind Asafa Powell with a strong time of 10.03 seconds. The next day, in the semi-final, he ran an impressive 9.986 seconds, tying with French sprinter Jimmy Vicaut for the 8th fastest time across all heats. Since their times were identical, both runners advanced to the final, creating the first-ever 9-man final in World Championship history. In the final, Su finished 9th with a time of 10.06 seconds, but he had already made history as the first Asian-born athlete to compete in a 100-meter World Championship final. Just a week later, he took part in the 4x100 meters relay, where he ran the third leg of the race, helping his team finish third in the heats with an Asian record time of 37.92, securing a spot in the final, where the Chinese team finished behind the US and Jamaica, crossing the line in 38.01. China initially earned the bronze, but was promoted to silver after the US team was disqualified for an improper baton exchange. This medal, won in front of a home crowd at the iconic Bird's Nest Stadium, was a major victory for Su and his teammates, marking a historic moment in Chinese sprinting. With his sights set on the 2016 Summer Olympics, he started the year strong by qualifying for the World Indoor Championships. In March, he placed second in his semi-final, clocking an impressive 6.50 seconds, which was not only a new personal best, but also tied the Asian record. In the final, Su finished 5th with a time of 6.54, cementing his position as a top-tier sprinter on the international stage. In Rio, he ran his season's best of 10.08 seconds in the semi-final, placing 4th. Unfortunately, this wasn't enough to advance, but 4 days later, on August 18th, Su competed in the relay. Running the third leg of the race, he helped China secure second place in their heat, with a time of 37.82, which set a new Asian record. In the final, China finished 4th, narrowly missing out on an Olympic medal after the US team was disqualified. In 2017, Su once again broke the 10-second barrier in the 100 meters, crossing the line in 9.92 seconds. While the time was impressive, the tailwind was measured at plus 2.4, rendering it ineligible as an official national record or personal best. Later that year, he He qualified for the 2017 World Championships. Su faced off against former world champion Johan Blake in the semi-final, where he finished third with a time of 10.10. In the final, he placed 8th again, clocking in at 10.27 seconds. 2018 was a game-changing year for Su Bingtian, marking a historic moment not only in his career but also in Chinese athletics as a whole. It all kicked off on March 3rd, when he made history at the 2018 World Indoor Championships by becoming the first Chinese male sprinter to win an individual medal at the event. He took home the silver in the men's 60 meters final, running an astonishing 6.42 seconds, which set a new Asian record and placed him among the top 5 all-time performers in the 60 meters globally. August brought yet another milestone when he captured the gold medal in the 100 meters at the 2018 Asian Games. His winning time of 9.92 seconds broke the previous Asian Games record, which had been set in 2014. His dominance on the track was undeniable. 2018 was not just a personal victory for Su, but a landmark year for Chinese sprinting, as he continually shattered records and raised the bar for what Asian athletes could achieve on the global stage. At the close of this perfect season, he made it clear that his next big goal for 2019 was to break the elusive 9.90-second barrier in the 100 meters, setting his sights even higher for the new year. He kicked off 2019 in spectacular fashion. At the Birmingham meet of the World Indoor Tour, against top competitors like Reese Prescott and Mike Rogers, he delivered a commanding 6.47-second performance to claim gold. Later that year, he participated in the 4x100 meters relay at the 2019 World Relays. In the final, the Chinese team delivered a season's best performance of 38.16, but heartbreakingly missed out on a bronze medal by just 0.01 seconds. On August 1, 2021, Su Bingtian made history at the 2020 Summer Olympics. He ran a blistering 9.83 seconds in the men's 100 meters semifinals, setting a new Asian record and securing his spot in the final. With that performance, Su became only the second Asian sprinter in history to qualify for an Olympic 100 meters final, following Takayoshi Yoshioka in 1932. He also became the first Asian to reach the Olympic 100 meters final since the start of the digital timing era, marking a monumental achievement in the sport. What's more, Su's 9.83 seconds placed him among the top 5 fastest men in Olympic 100 meters history, just behind legends like Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Justin Gatlin, and Marcel Jacobs. His semi-final performance also saw him clock an incredible 6.29-second split for the 60 meters, setting a new all-time record for the fastest 60-meter split in the history of the 100 meters, surpassing both Usain Bolt's previous record of 6.31 seconds and Christian Coleman's 6.34-second indoor world record. Su's feat was even more impressive considering that between 1980 and 2020, he was the only sprinter of non-African descent to make it to the Olympic 100 meters final. In that 40-year span, no one outside of Africa had been able to reach this level in the event. In the final, Su finished in 6th place with a time of 9.98 seconds. Though he didn't claim a medal, his performance at the Olympics was historic in its own right. From breaking national records to shattering barriers in international competition, Su Bingtian has proven time and again that determination, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of excellence can defy all odds. His story isn't just about speed, it's about the mindset that drives a champion. The way he redefined what's possible for sprinters, especially from Asia, has left an indelible mark on the sport. But despite all the milestones, his legacy continues to inspire athletes worldwide, showing them that with hard work and belief in oneself, anything is possible. His journey may have reached its peak, but the impact he's had will resonate for years to come.